Hey there, this is Mike Gingerich with another Live with Mike and the Halftime Mike podcast. Good to be back with you again. And today's topic is going to be email marketing, particularly talking about tips for the different stages in the buying cycle. So we're going to dive into that in full detail today. But first, a couple of updates along the way here. I always like to keep you informed of what's happening, what we're doing. And so a couple things. We've had come up with emails or calls that have come in from clients here recently, and that is they're seeing in Google Chrome that my site is not secure. Okay, yeah, so I wrote about this in April, talked about it in May and June, but it was in July that Google with Chrome went ahead and identified that they want sites to be HTTPS secure, whether they're doing e-commerce or not, and they want them to be secure. It's a ranking factor, so it actually helps you rank higher in Google search results if your site is secure. If it's not secure, it even says that in the Google Chrome browser, not secure, which is not great for visitors. So we've gotten some calls about that, but yeah, we've been talking about that since April and even before that it was a ranking factor, but that this was coming in July. So your site should be upgraded to have encryption, SSL certificate, the HTTPS, and that's not just done by default. It needs to be something that is implemented with a secure certificate. So take a look at your site. If you're not seeing that green lock icon in Chrome, but it's saying not secure, then you need to get something done. Our team can help you do that. So that was one thing. Number two, GDPR is still out there. That's what the European Union implemented for the privacy policy. And so if you are e-commerce or if you are doing business potentially internationally with particularly in the European Union, then you need to have some privacy notices on your site and to be able to alert people what you're doing with their information and to allow them to opt out of that information. So we're doing a lot of GDPR implementation on sites too to help people keep current with that. And so it really is a good practice. It's going to be coming into the U.S. There's states that are looking at it now as well, but a good practice to take a look at on your site of giving people that kind of, you see them a lot with a little footer bar and a notice that says, you can view our privacy policy, you can opt out, you can see what's happening with cookies, what we're doing with that. And so you go there, you have to have detailed information, you have to give people, an acknowledgement that they've read that, those types of pieces, so that you can talk about the ways that it's implemented. So that's important along the way. And so those are a couple things, and you just on the work front, things that we're doing. There's some things that I can't always even show you just because they're behind the scenes. So like for one of those, for instance, we're doing some great things with some manufacturing companies, specifically in the boat industry. Where we just rolled out an updated warranty claims system for them. So again, you go through the boat buying process. Boat has a manufacturer, it's sold by a dealer, bought by a consumer, and then the consumer registers it, and that part of that registration is their warranty is included in that. Typically the manufacturer wants to have all that details. They want to track by that VIN number of that boat. And so we have a claim system in there that you can tie to a VIN number. That way you can see the history of what's been done to this boat. That the dealer can submit warranty claims, and then you can track the information that's happening there. What's the issue? How's it resolved? Any notes along the way? Pictures, documentation, all those kind of pieces. So that's something that's kind of behind the scenes because it's in a dealer portal where just the dealers and manufacturers are operating with that information. But we do a lot of those kind of advanced systems along the way. So if you know businesses out there that are needing those types of things from a private ordering, not e-commerce, but like dealers ordering boats where they have to custom configure pieces like that, or doing another one with trailers where their dealers can have custom quotes that they develop, those types of pieces. Dealers can review quotes, they can duplicate quotes, they can modify quotes, and then those are sent to the manufacturer. That whole life cycle process from ordering to inventory management to sales of that, to warranty registration, to warranty claims, to parts afterwards. All those kind of pieces are things that we're involved with. Rolled out another site for another manufacturer, Gillette Generators, MikeGingerich.com. Nice WordPress site with a lot of power, a lot of content on that site, talking about their massive generators that they build. That's not your run-of-the-mill one that you're going to use for your garage or outbuilding, but these are on the business level generators. So proud of that site. Another one for the regional area, Stickley Hardware in Michigan area of Indiana. They have locations in multiple cities there. Rolled that out to them. They're an Ace Hardware connected company, and so Stickley has multiple locations. Gave them a new mobile-friendly site, so pleased with that one as well. And out here in Lancaster, I'm doing some digital marketing, so helping run some ad campaigns for a consulting firm that is hosting a conference in October. So pleased with this. So if you are in the Lancaster area, you're listening to this, and you're looking for an innovative business conference, I want to recommend this one to you. It's called the Speed Business Forum. It's going to be October 26th, and registration's on Eventbrite. So if you go to Eventbrite and search Speed Business Forum, that's going to come up. It's October 26th in Lancaster, and it's about how do you accelerate results. So there's going to be Francisco Serrano is the main speaker, and he's going to be talking about his story of accelerating results in his company. And then there's going to be workshop sessions by 5 different speakers, I believe. The breakouts, in areas of hiring and onboarding new employees, in terms of marketing and the speed of marketing, sales, how to shorten the sales cycle on that piece, and then data. How do you work with your data in a fast and efficient way and increase speed business processes within your organization? I know those are some of the key areas there. So working with 4Gem Consulting, that's our partner in Lancaster here, that needs some help with their digital marketing for this event. So you might see, if you're in the Lancaster area, you might see some ads coming your way, either on Facebook or LinkedIn or Google, or display areas related to those, working at those. So that's a few of the updates, but I want to get back to my main topic here. Let me get my notes. Email marketing, tips for each stage of the buying cycle. So email marketing works. Let's just set the foundation for this. Why? Because people deal with their email. They are still reading their emails. They are still checking email. And as a matter of fact, email has a much higher ROI than social media does in terms of direct sales. So people buy more directly from email, see an email, click on the link, go to a website, buy, than they do from social media, seeing a post, clicking over to a website and buying. They do much more of that on email. So you can use social media and email together in that regard, but use the social media to drive them to the website, to get them on the email list, where you can do this process. So the first tip is I'm going to talk about 4 main stages of the email marketing cycle. And the first one is that you should evaluate, and what you're doing now is your onboarding. Okay, so how are you growing leads? Number one, you have to have your website set up that way, and you need to have some type of lead capture. We have our Waftio pop-up tool that works on websites. You can do it in a widget down in the corner, just like that, right there in the corner, or it can be up top, in the middle. And but again, with that, just because you say sign up doesn't mean they're going to. You need to provide them a reason, a value. And so it's all about delivering value, building trust, offering resources early on. Stage 1 is about onboarding and providing resources. So you want to give them a free resource of some sort, something of significance that they will want to opt in to your email list. And then in your subsequent ones, in this onboarding process, you want to provide them with value. Do not sell in this stage, in the first couple of emails that go out over a number of day time period, but think about how you can showcase some stories, some testimonials, and then provide some resources that build trust, that give them valuable information, and that help you know more about them because of you gave them 3 resources to take a look at, and they clicked on the third one. Okay, so that one was more of interest to them. What was that third one? You can take a look at that in your analytics, and that will help you. The second one then is you want to move into a nurturing trust stage. So this is a kind of a continuation. You've got them into your list now. Now you want to build some further trust with them, and that kind of series again is to begin to introduce introduce your products through and services through sharing how they have helped others, what problems it solves. And you can do this by giving them some information and linking them to various spots that your website should already have. It's not just like the buy product page, but it's the more of those testimonial pages, those story pages, those things that showcase some results and that highlight some of the key features that you've implemented for someone else. Those types of pieces. So nurture trust in stage 2. How are you doing with your emails at nurturing trust? Many of us jump past that and we get into promotion too much. So think about that. It can be information awareness. I talked to you at the beginning of this about that HTTPS secure piece, and that's a kind of a piece that went out for us in a nurture email strategy. There, it's just to alert people. This is something you need to be aware of. This is the things we're in touch with, things that we know about, and we want to make sure we pass on to you that are important for you to consider. So then that was the second one. The third one is strategic promotion. So this is where you will get into, some type of time-specific offer related to a product or service that you have. You want to make it so that there's an end date. This is a special offer to onboard by X date or that type of thing. And you cannot jump to this. You have to have done the other work ahead of time so that you've built the trust along the way. But then you can do this. But you want to tie it in with something specific. Maybe it's a seasonal holiday, it's a time period, or just a fourth quarter in the business world, business to business type piece there. But take a look at developing something that's relevant based on what you gathered from information that what they've clicked on in the past, and this journey you've had them on of building trust, understanding who your services are, who your brand is, how you operate, and go through those pieces then. And then the fourth piece then is hopefully after that sale, you don't want to forget about them, but there's ongoing relationship maintenance there that occurs. And so these are ones where you're talking about how to make best use of what they've purchased. This is how to keep them abreast of new things that are happening, and walking them forward with ongoing resources down the pike. So it's staying in touch with them, and so you have to think through this like any good person-to-person relationship that you have with someone. What's it going to involve? You're going to be introduce them, and you want to get to know them. Maybe you're having coffee for the first time. You're going to sit down and you're talking, you share. So there's a fact-finding, information gathering about you, before they want to know if they want to continue to do anything with you and be open to that. And then over the course of time, when there is that trust, and what does a good relationship take? It takes ongoing connection. You can't have a great relationship with someone and not speak with them for months at a time. And so same thing with customers. You have to stay in touch with them, and you have to make that email process as intimate as possible, as personal and personalized as possible, and walk that forward. So that's the key today in today's marketing is again personalizing it, making it feel like it's not stuffy, but that it is it's an intimate experience, that they know someone in the company, and that person has their best interest in mind. A lot of these emails can be, my final point is a lot of these emails can be triggered. It can be automated. You can set some pieces up that are going to run, and then there are tools out there that, going back to that 3 links and they clicked on the third link, that if they click on the third link, then that can add them as a segment to a specific list to get a specific trail of emails from that standpoint on. So it's like a behavior triggered email. They've clicked number 3, so get them onto 3's ongoing list of information that's going to be relevant and helpful to them. So that's a next step in the depth and another step of detail in your email marketing. So I want you to think about those pieces today and say, okay, what am I doing with my email marketing from what I've heard today? Is there some things that I should stop and think about? Are there some new steps or stages that I need to add? Do I need to add some automation in there? Do I need to take a look at triggers? Those types of things. So I want to encourage you with those pieces today, and that's my quick tip for you today in the email marketing world. Email marketing still works. It's about, doing it right, which is more personal. That's the kind of the impact I think of social media, which is personalized things, and it's about the right emails at the right time and the right method. So it's much more about building trust, offering resources, and then finally, once you've done that, a specific promotional offer, as opposed to selling, and doing that hard, doing that fast and early. Okay, so those are keys. Take some good relationship principles, bring them over to the email marketing world, add some technology to that, and you've got a good mix. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover today. This was Mike with another Live with Mike every Tuesday, 12 noon Eastern Time. Keep some topics going. If you have questions, post them here. We'd be glad to talk further. All right, over and out. Take care.